Mr. Guy, something up here to see if you need any help. Is it something about the bands, the wireless mic down there?
Yeah. I don't know if he brought it. In a minute, I need to check to see, make sure it's on here.
He said that Miss Everett hasn't given him the wireless.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. know you don't want it to be live, you can turn it. Yeah, okay, so now I can turn it on and off here. Okay. So I'm gonna get the band before the ceremony. When the ceremony starts, I don't know if there's a way to get over there, but it's locked or not. So I don't know if you can just. I think being near them is the only sound we have.
commencement exercises for the Eastern Hancock High School class of 2018. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank the families, friends, community, faculty, and Board of School Trustees for being here to share this special occasion. I would also like to thank the Eastern Hancock Band, under the direction of Mr. Dan Buckaloo, for being here today. At this time, I invite you to stand as the Eastern Hancock High School Show Choir sings our national anthem. The senior class has chosen to have Savannah Sparks give the invocation. She is the daughter of Daryl and Pamela Sparks. Savannah will attend Indiana State University and study elementary education.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to be here today to celebrate the end of an era and the beginning of a new one that the class of 2018 is about to embark on. Please bless the graduates and all those who have helped them reach this moment in their life. We ask that you guide each and every one of us as we begin to travel on our own unique journey that you have set before us. May we each live a life that uses the talents and gifts that you've given us to glorify and praise your name in whatever we may do and wherever we may go. Lord, I pray that whenever we find that our plans do not go the way we imagined, that we are reminded of your promise in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. I pray that we find comfort and peace in knowing that even though our plans may not always align to our vision, it is because you have a plan for our life that is far greater than anything we could have ever imagined or dreamed of. Please continue to give us wisdom in mind, success in times of trial and tribulation, strength to continuously do our best in everything we may do, and to always have unwavering faith in you. Let all of our past, present, and future achievements be for your glory, and let our hope always remain in you as we begin this new chapter of our lives. It is in Jesus' name we pray, amen.
I would like to give special thanks to Mrs. Jennifer Ebert for her work in creating the senior video that we enjoyed prior to the ceremony this morning, and to Stacy Jones, Lisa Truitt, and Deb Jackson for their work in decorating and flowers. You will notice our seniors are wearing various colors of honor cords and medallions with their caps and gowns today that represent many of the honors they have achieved. Please refer to your program for an explanation of what each color of cord and medallion designates. At this point, I would like the members of the class of 2018 who who will be joining the armed services of the United States to stand and be recognized. Eastern Hancock is what they call a small rural high school. As a small school, we cherish the ability to build relationships with each student, to be able to adapt our practices and policies quickly when needed, and to fiercely adhere to the conviction that no one is allowed to be anonymous here. We also go to great lengths to make sure that none of our students sacrifice anything academically by attending a small rural high school. The class of 2018 has achieved many great accomplishments in its time here, but I'd like to share some pretty impressive numbers with you this morning. 79 members of this class have already earned college credit. The class in total has earned a total of 1,283 college credits for an average of 16 credits per student. 6 members of this class have already earned at least 1 full year worth of college credit. A total of 41 members of the class have earned at least a full semester's worth of college credits. In addition to that, 23 members of this class are graduating with an industry-recognized certification. This means that they have been trained in a specialized technical field and have passed rigorous certification exams created by professionals in that industry. Congratulations, class of 2018. The faculty address to the class of 2018 will be delivered by Mrs. Megan Wallace. Mrs. Wallace teaches in our English department and has had students from the class of 2018 in each of the last 4 years. She is an outstanding teacher and mentor to our students, and I'm proud to say that Mrs. Wallace is a graduate of Eastern Hancock High School.
In 2015, I did something I had never done before. I taught freshman English. You were those freshmen. I don't think we want to talk about how that went, do we? Okay. Since the day that I showed up, uninvited into your lives, I have loved you. You didn't know it then, but I did. In 2002, Dr. Landini was my major American authors professor. Dr. Richard Landini was president of Indiana State University from 1975 until 1992. In his retirement, he taught 1 class a semester. Dr. Landini was a man I admired. I didn't admire him because he had been a successful president of Indiana State or because of any of his accomplishments, and his accomplishments were admirable to be sure. I admired him because he was funny, generous, and kind. He called me sport. During our first class, he took attendance, and that was the only time I remember him calling me by my actual name. I'm not entirely sure why he called me this, but everyone got a nickname the first day, and I was sport. He called me sport for years after that class, and that is what I remember most about him 16 years later, the fact that I mattered to him. If he saw me walking across campus, studying in the library, or eating in the commons, he would yell, "Hey, sport, how's it going?" Dr. Landini is the only person that ever called me sport, so I always knew it was him. I couldn't understand why he continued to recognize me or why he was interested in me. I wasn't anyone special. But to Dr. Landini, I was, because I had been his student. I learned so much more from him than what he taught me about American authors. I did learn about American authors that semester, but I also learned about life. Dr. Landini taught me about being present, about giving back to others, and about happiness. And this is what I always hope for my own students. This is what the entire faculty and staff of Eastern Hancock want for you. We want you to learn what we teach, but mostly we want you to be ready for the world. We want you to find happiness and success, because to us, you are special. We all know that life won't always make you feel special. Life can be unfair. Think back to timed writings. Those always seemed a little bit unfair, didn't they? But what did I tell you when you struggled to write? This is an interactive part. Tell me what I told you. No, it's it's a process, not a what? Not a product. It's a process, not a product. This is true about writing, but it's also true about life. I want you to remember that when life feels too heavy. Life is a process, not a product. If you only worry about the end results, if you only measure your success superficially, if you only find value in what you have, you will never be happy. Eleanor Roosevelt believed this too. In her book, You Learn by Living, she wrote, "Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct. Paradoxically, the one sure way not to be happy is deliberately to map out a way of life in which one would please oneself completely and exclusively. After a short time, a very short time, there would be little that one really enjoyed, for what keeps our interest in life and what makes us look forward to tomorrow is giving pleasure to other people. No matter how carefully you have laid plans for your future, there will be distractions, diversions, and detours. But if you look for ways to help others, you will find happiness. If you only focus on the product, on your map, you will miss so much of what the process has to offer. We are all a product of our lives. I am composed of the books that I have read, the people that I have loved, the losses I have suffered. I am a compilation of millions of tiny specks of experiences, and so are you. Too often we define ourselves by the outline of who we are. We limit ourselves to the broad strokes of our lives. We focus on the product. I am sure that Dr. Landini didn't map out his life with the intention of teaching American authors in his retirement. It was not his life's goal, but the byproduct of it was happiness. I did not map my life out to be here in this moment, but I am so glad that I am. At my own graduation in this gym 18 years ago, I had no idea where life would take me. I tried to make a map for my future, and that map didn't end back in this gym, in this school, at Eastern Hancock. But the byproduct of me being here has been true happiness. Now it is your turn. Find ways to help others, and happiness will find you no matter where you are. Some of you may know exactly what you want to do with your life and where you want to end up. That is not a terrible thing, but don't blindly follow your plan. Be adaptable, be flexible, engage in the process. Some of you may not be sure where you want to be or what you want to do with your life. That's not a terrible thing either. Set a goal, work towards something, engage in the process. Some years, as I watch students walk across the stage, I worry that they aren't ready. I'm not worried about that today. I have watched this class learn more about life in the past 4 years than was fair. In the face of adversity, you have shown love. In the face of trials, you have shown determination. And in the face of grief, you have shown generosity. You are ready, even if I'm not. There is only one way to end this speech. You all know what it is, but I'm going to do it anyway. Class of 2018, remember, Mrs. Wallace and all the faculty and staff at Eastern Hancock love you.
This time we'll hear a musical selection from our choral department under the direction of Mr. Sean Gilliland. The salutatorian of the class of 2018 is Miss Abriana Carnes. She is the daughter of David and Leanne Carnes and will attend Franklin College and study accounting and Spanish.
Good morning. Before I begin, I would like to thank all of the teachers, staff, parents, and friends who have helped us all achieve this milestone in our lives. As I look among all of my fellow graduates sitting before me, I see faces filled with not only excitement for what they have accomplished, but also with hope for what they will accomplish in the future. Most of us here today have been together throughout all of elementary school to the end of our senior year. That does sound like a long time, but let me break down how long it truly is. 2,340 days. That is 2,340 school days we have spent together not only as classmates, but as friends. For many of us, the group of people we are surrounded by today were the first of our peers, and they helped form the community of Eastern Hancock that we know today. We can all agree that these past 13 years of our lives have not always been easy. We have faced many problems, including difficult courses, drama among friend groups, and tragedies that tested our ability to come together. Though these challenges were thrown our way, they were not strong enough to tear any of us down, and all of you sitting before me are proof of that. The tight-knit community that we are all a part of allows us to share our feelings without fear of being judged or pushed away. Our class has faced more trials than most kids our age, but we have also created many great memories that we will hold with each other forever. Looking back at all of our elementary school field trips, I remember when we went to Eagle Creek and attempted to navigate ourselves throughout the woods with compasses. Similar to then, we are now attempting to navigate through life, except they don't make compasses for that. Instead, we are lucky enough to have teachers and family members who have given us guidance throughout this time of stress and anxiety. Throughout these next few years, we will need guidance more than ever. The people around us will be our compasses, guiding us on which step to take next and where to go. I believe that Eastern Hancock has provided me and my fellow graduates with a community that has encouraged us and taught us how to persevere through tough times. As we move on to college, the workforce, or wherever it may be, our class will be readily prepared for whatever is thrown our way. And we will be able to fight through any obstacles in order to reach our goals. I want to remind you that the limits you have are only those that you put on yourself. I encourage you to go to all measures to achieve your dreams. Don't let the past or present define who you are. Look to the future for guidance into the person you want to be. This class is made up of some of the strongest and most determined people I've ever met. Class of 2018, put your strengths to use. In the time that I have stood up here, we have looked over the past few years of our lives. Though it may feel as if we are being thrown in the real world with no clue where to start, I encourage you to look at all of the good that has come from Eastern Hancock and apply that to your lives as you move forward. In all seriousness, I am glad to have spent the past 13 years with the people that are sitting before me today. Though not all of us were close friends throughout high school, the small school atmosphere and community that Eastern Hancock provides has given us a sense of friendship with each and every classmate. While we are soon to part ways, most of our memories will all boil down to one place, Eastern Hancock. As you move into the beginning of adulthood, I urge you to look back at the people and things that helped you get here. We all need to remember, without the constant support from family, teachers, and friends, it is likely we would not be here today. In the wise words of Michael Scott, may your hats fly as high as your dreams. I would like to conclude my speech by finally saying congratulations to the class of 2018. It is much deserved.
The valedictorian of the Eastern Hancock class of 2018 is Mr. A.J. Maggie. He's the son of Jeff and the late Lisa Maggie. A.J. will attend Purdue University to study chemical engineering.
Where do I begin? I've attended Eastern Hancock for 13 years, but I never truly thought this day would come. I always felt like school was some perpetual cycle that never actually ended, just slowly dragged on. I fondly remember 6th grade orientation. They gave us our student information papers, and in the corner it read, Class of 2018. Before that moment, I didn't exactly realize what year I'd be graduating, and to be honest, I didn't realize the years actually went that high. I was amazed, and here we are today. This is a very bittersweet day. That may seem like a very obvious sentiment, but for most high school kids, this day can't come fast enough. Some will leave this building today and never look back. This is only a sweet day for some, which is fair, yet I can't really relate to that. I've had a constant mix of feelings leading up to this day. In the midst of these feelings, I've spent time reflecting on what has caused them. I thought back to being the little kid that tagged along with my brothers because I thought they, along with their friends, were the coolest people around, but I was wrong. I thought back to those same brothers giving this speech right here 9 and 11 years ago. I thought back to running around at football games and basketball games doing anything but actually watching the games. I thought back to the arguments, fun, and laughing at recess. I thought back to the middle school teachers, coaches that provided so many fond memories and prepared me for high school. I thought back to hitting high school and thinking, man, I've got 4 more years. I thought back to making special bonds with the upperclassmen and watching them graduate. I repeated this process as an upperclassman, and today I am the one graduating. I thought back to going out to eat or having all the guys over after games on Friday nights. I thought back to the times I simply came here to shoot, to lift, or to wander the football field, gazing at the heavens and galaxy overhead. I thought back to athletics, the fans, the teammates, the wins, the losses, the sweat, the laughs, the tears, the scars, the bumps and bruises, the adversity, the long practices, the hot days, the cold days, the photo ops, and action shots. I thought back to the sounds, images, and scents of high school. The roar of the crowds, the slamming of lockers, the clash of helmets and crunch of shoulder pads, the bell ringing, the buzzer sounding, a ball bouncing in an empty gym, a familiar door opening and closing, the freshly cut grass or the freshly painted fields, the swish of the net, the crack of the bat, the scratching of lead on paper, the putrid locker rooms, printer spitting out paper, the snap of the glove, and even the oh so annoying blow of a whistle. And of course, I'm not as fond of the last one. I'm sure some of you are reminiscing your glory days, or you parents and relatives may be thinking, oh, where has the time gone? I thought back to the beginning of this year, thinking, man, this is it, one last year. I thought back to the next generation of Eastern Hancock students, those who we strive to be the positive examples for. I thought back to the administrators, coaches, and teachers that have given me the tools and guidance to become who I am today. I thought back to the worst day of my life and the news I received in this school. I was surrounded and comforted by school personnel. I walked out of these very doors, a piece of me gone, my heart sunken, and my body slumped in my dad's steady arms. My life was forever changed and not for the better. I thought back to the days that followed, the outpouring of love and support from our Eastern family. We were never alone. I thought back to the games after that day, the way my mom was honored, the way my family was offered hope when we felt hopeless. I thought back to the tunnel formed by my teammates the day my mom was laid to rest. I thought back to days before senior year began. Riley, one of our best people and one of our best friends, was taken from us. And where did we go? Right here, in this very gym, to gather and grieve together. Always together. We said our goodbyes right here. I thought about Riley's memorial rock at the field and what it represents. The community rallied once again around a family in desperate need of love and hope. And when I do think back to all these things, I am first overwhelmed with gratitude, followed by that slew of emotions I mentioned. I am ready to move on to the next chapter of my life, but how could leaving this school, my second home, my sanctuary, not hurt? A place that has provided me with my most notable relationships, experiences, memories, and accomplishments. A place that has been that rock for me. You may be thinking, what's the message, or where else is this leading, or can this just be over already? All this reflection had me questioning myself. Did I take it for granted? And the simple answer is yes. I didn't properly appreciate all that I had here. But that is a problem we all have, all the time. Not just one group of people, not just in high school. We're all guilty of it. We get caught up in the busyness of life and only stop to reflect when it's too late. Just when we get comfortable, life kicks into fast forward mode. All the memories, all the good times, all the bad times, all go by in the blink of an eye. We only have this one life here on earth. And I know that cliche may be unbearable to hear, but it's the most true of them all. Likewise, regret is the most helpless feeling of all. And to be quite honest, we can't eliminate regret. No one lives a perfect life. We make mistakes, and it's impossible to cherish every second in detail this life blesses us with. And that's okay. But do yourself a favor. Do everyone in your life a favor. Do the world a favor. Try. Try to cherish every moment. Try to cherish every moment of being young or old, of being a parent or grandparent. Try to cherish every moment of being a student or an athlete. Try to cherish every moment of work. Try to cherish every single person in your life. Try to live selflessly. Try to take advantage of every opportunity you have while you still have the chance. Try to utilize everything at your disposal to make your legacy last for generations to come. But why? Why should we do all these things? Because there's always a last. I've had many lasts this year, and not all lasts are bad. No one complains about a last assignment or test, especially a last writer's notebook, AP, SAT, or ACT test. But then there are the other lasts. A last game, a last day of school, a last day of work, a last conversation with a loved one, a last I love you, and a last day here on earth. These are just a few of the gut-wrenching obstacles we face at the various stages of life. There is no going back to these moments. If we simply try, heighten our awareness to the bigger picture, and live our life accordingly to what means the most to us, there will be limited regret. Maximum happiness will flourish, and that is a life well lived. That is a life to be admired. To my family, friends, teachers, coaches, acquaintances, and those of you I don't even know, thank you. Thank you, Eastern Hancock. You've seen me at my best and at my worst, and you've loved me all the same. This love is amazing at every turn, and has kept myself going when I didn't even want to. I know many of you could say the same. I've changed and grown beyond measure in all facets of my life because of this place. I hope that my future children are cultivated in a place like this. You provided the environment that has shaped all of us. I wouldn't be who I am without you. Eastern Hancock is the greatest community of them all. Why? Because this is home.
The class of 2018 would like to honor the memory of Riley Settigren, a member of the class of 2018 who passed away in July of 2017. I would like to invite members of his family to come forward and receive his diploma at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2018. Mrs. Lisa Truitt, Assistant Principal of Eastern Hancock High School, will read the names of the graduates in the class of 2018.
Bailey Grace Allen. Savannah Brooke Allen. Brianna Elizabeth Ashby. Mackenzie Gail Atkinson. Jake Barton. Robert Carson Fairhope. Jade Beavers. Whitney Lauren Bishop. Micah Lynn Lack. Tyler J. Lattner. Alexis Michelle Bray. Samuel Paul Bricker. Morgan Taylor Brooks. David J. Burris. Dakota Lee Tracy Bernard Burrows. Denver Paul Campbell. Brandon Joseph Moore. Abriana Danielle Carnes. Tyler John Castle. Caitlin B. Cavaletto. Duncan Samuel Cherry. Clayton Edward Coker. Savannah Christine Coe. Jamie William Kuluk. Haley Jolene Dickinson. Liberty M. Durham. Emily Karen Ebert. Jonathan M. Edwards. Lori Catherine Els. Audrey E. Epping. Jacob Riley Eischen. Easton Noel Fields. Joshua M. Fish. Trenna Elizabeth Fish. William Paul Laura. Annie Jane Floyd. Christian J. Foster. Logan K. Francis. Michaela D. Geesking. Caleb Brian Giddings. Mitchell Lee Gwynn. Samantha K. Guston. Olivia Marie Halcomb. Joshua J. Hammonds. Trevor D. Hammonds. Elijah A. Harris. Zachary Wayne Hedrick. Daniel K. Hicks. Peyton Renee Hicks. Chloe S. Holzhausen. Caleb D. Hoover. Josephine M. Howry. Kayla Renee Huff. William A. Huffman. Catherine Rebecca James. Alexis Renee Jenkins. Gracie Ann Johnson. Cameron Mason Lee Jones. Cassandra Slane Jones. Wesley T. Kendall. Andrew L. Knobloch. Jace A. Kuhn. Eric S. Langley. Jarrett Mitchell Lewis. Russell W. Locker. Zachary C. Markham. Abby Danielle Martin. Spencer Scott Maxwell. Caleb Jaden Isaiah Maynard. Madison Lee McAllister. Mackenzie Sky McDaniel. Delaney Joe Melton. Jacob Andrew Miller. Aaron Jeffrey Maggie. Wesley Cole Myers. Natalie Paige Newsome. Robert Allen Knoll. Dustin Patrick Palmer. Nicholas Michael Peacock. Nicholas Payne Pelger. Carter Andrew Petrie. Taylor Mackenzie Cressel Evans. Tatum L. Prophet. Michaela Lee Rains. Taylor Nicole Sexton. Kaylee N. Sitton. Jackson Wyatt Smith. Mally Louise Smith. Mason D. Smith. Kenneth Carl Smoke. Savannah Denise Sparks. Lainey E. Splater. Luke Christian Splater. Dakota Lee Stanley. Madison Renee Stunda. Wyatt M. Thomas. Addison Clark True. Briseda Trujillo Lopez. Briggs A. Euler. Austin Chase Vandervliet. Chris E. Walton. Brandon M. Weir. Allison Michelle West. Madison D. Weston. Abigail Elaine White. Peyton Brian Wilkinson. Jordan Lee Wills.
Dr. McGuire and Board of School Trustees, I certify that these students have met all state and local requirements for graduation. Will the class of 2018 please rise?
As Superintendent of the Community School Corporation of Eastern Hancock County, through the authority of the Eastern Hancock County School Board of Trustees and the state of Indiana, I hereby declare you graduates of Eastern Hancock High School.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's up, Paxton? Hey. Been in the weight room, I saw some pictures of you. I had it running, so shut it off.
No, I'll shut it off.